This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hi friends, good morning. So in this Azure Databricks master program, this is our 8th session. In this session, we are going to see Azure Databricks databases and tables. Okay, database and the tables, how to create databases, how to create tables, how to like describe these databases, how to describe tables, how to drop databases, how to drop tables, and how to drop the databases which are not empty. Okay, the databases which are having some tables, those databases, how you can drop. If I want to create a table, what are the different ways? So all the things which we need to learn about databases and the tables in Azure Databricks, all those things we will learn today. So what we will learn is we will see how to create new database in Azure Databricks. So what happens is when you create a cluster, by default you will have a default database. But if you want to create your own database, you can create it. Next, how to describe database in Azure Databricks. Suppose what you are going to get if you describe database is you are going to get where this database is created, in which location this database is created. So all the tables, okay, which you are creating on the database, all the tables location, everything, it will describe. Next, click on how to drop database in Azure Databricks. Suppose if you don't want this particular database, I want to drop database. How you can drop database? We will see next. How to drop non-empty database in Azure Databricks. If you have a database which is having some tables, such databases, if you want to drop, you no need to delete tables. Without deleting tables, you can directly drop the database. If you drop the non-empty database, whatever tables we have in it, all those things will be deleted automatically. Next, how to create table with UI. So by using user interface, you can create the table. Next, you can create the table with notebook. Okay, by using Spark code, you can create the tables. What is the difference between creating the table with notebook and UI? Okay, difference between table with UI and table with notebook we will see. Then we will see how to create table in specified database with UI. When you are creating a database, when you are creating a table by using user interface, how you can specify in which database you want to create this table. Next, how to create a table in specified database with notebook. Even when you are creating a table from notebook, you can specify the database. Next, we will see how to create a table. Okay, so how to create empty table. Example, you don't have data. Okay, so in these two cases, when you are creating a table with UI, when you are creating table with notebook, in these two cases you are going to have some data, but I want to create an empty table. How you can create empty table? Next, we are going to see how to create partition table with notebook. Okay, so I need to maintain a partitions in table, how you can create it. Next, finally we will see how to describe table in Azure Databricks. Next, we will see how to drop table in Azure Databricks. Finally, we have how to upload data into Databricks file system. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to cover. So before I go and do the practicals, I will just show you some commands which I have. Okay, let's say how to create. Okay, how to create databases in Azure Databricks. So for that, what you need to see, these are the commands. Use below SQL command to create custom database. If you want to create database in Azure Databricks by using SQL, then you have to use create database Cloudpandith SQL DB. If you want to create database by using Python notebook, then you have to use create database spark.sql, create database and database name. If you want to use Scala code to create custom database, spark.sql, here you have to say create database name. Okay, likewise, you need to say create database. I want to create, what is the name of database? So in three cases, same. See, create database name. But only the difference between SQL and other languages like Python and Scala is you need to use this one, spark.sql, because it's a SQL command. If you want to execute SQL command, you need to use spark.sql in both Python and Scala. So now you need to understand you are just creating. If you use here create database, you are going to create it. If I change this word to something else, example describe. So what will happen is it is going to describe your database. Now we will see how to describe database in Azure Databricks. So you can see here use below SQL command to describe database. Describe database name. Instead of create, I just put it here describe. Next, in the same way here also, same I am using spark.sql. Here I'm saying describe database name. In Scala also I'm saying describe database name. Okay. Next, suppose if I want to drop database, same, instead of mentioning describe, just put drop. Let me show you that. So how to drop database in Azure Databricks? Use below SQL command to drop database name. In Python code, how to drop database name, but this command you need to pass it to SQL function, spark.sql. Next, in Scala also same, spark.sql. So you need to pass this particular drop command to this function, SQL function. Okay, so these are the ways you can able to create database, you can describe database, you can drop the database. Now I want to see how can I drop a database which is not empty. For that you can see here, use below SQL command to drop non-empty database. What I am using here extra thing is cascade. Drop database name cascade. Next, use below Python code to drop non-empty database. Here see drop database name. Along with that, I am just using some kind of a flag here, cascade. Okay, so just you need to put cascade. If you put cascade, all the tables which you have under this database, those will be deleted. Then it will delete even this database. Everything will be deleted automatically. Okay, so till here we have finished with respect to the databases. I will execute and show you in 3 languages, that is Python, Scala and SQL. But before I move to tables, anybody have any questions here?
Is it the same command for both Python and Scala?
Yes, same command, because it's a SQL command. So you are to execute in Python and Scala, you are just passing that SQL command to spark.sql function.
Okay.
Even same command, same query in all 3 languages, SQL, Python and Scala, but that particular query you are passing and executing in different ways in different languages.
Okay, Malaya.
Okay.
Malaya, so where this database will be created? It will be created in Azure SQL or?
Not Azure SQL. So that I will show you in block storage, everything created, but I will show you practically that internal things I'm take you. Okay, just a command something.
So through Databricks, we will do all these things, yeah?
Yes. Okay. Fine. So now we'll see how to create table with notebook. How to create table with notebook. Let's click here. See here. You just have to say data frame. DF you will get once you read a file. It can be any type of file, whether it's a CSV, Parquet, Avro, ORC, JSON, XML, anything it may be. Once you read those files, you will get a data frame. Once you have a data frame, if you write this data frame into this table, okay, so what you are going to do, you are going to mention in which database, okay, you want to create what table. Okay, once you mention database and a table name, and in that database it will create this table. In this table you will have all the data which you have in this DF. Okay, I'm repeating again. In this database it will create this table. Once it created this table, in this table it will put all the data. This is DF. Okay, next. Use below Scala code to create table. So same, see, df.write.save as table. Okay, both are same. Okay. Next, let's go to how to create empty table. How to create empty table.
That's fine.
So here you can see use below SQL code to create table. Okay, this is the code.
Sure.
The Python code to create this and use Scala code to create this. Okay.
Yeah. And one more question, Malaya.
Same. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, that's fine. And one more question, Malaya. You said like create a table with notebook, right? Using Python. So can we create the database in the similar fashion? If you go to the previous slide.
Yeah. Yes, we are going to create a database by using notebook only, right?
Okay. Because you have shown only to create a table, not to create a database using notebook.
No, I have shown that as well. Let me go back.
Just
So first thing itself, that one only, right?
Yeah. But not with the notebook, you said.
This is in notebook only. I will execute. Where you will execute this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah.
Code we will execute in Databricks notebook.
Okay, then that's clear. Yeah, clear.
So how to create empty table? One second, let me come from here. How to create table with what is this? Where we got stuck? Drop. Oh, yeah,
We
this is
haven't
finished.
come, so we haven't come this.
How to create
Yeah,
table with. This is also finished. Now we'll learn from it. How to create empty table. So in SQL we need to use this command to create a empty table. In Python we need to execute same query, but you just have to pass this particular query to spark.sql function in the same way. So same query, if you want to execute in Scala, you need to pass it to the SQL function. Okay. Next, let's go and see how to create partition table. So how to create partition table is you just have to say df.write.partition by what column, and when you are partitioning, in which format you want to store the underlying data. So if you want to store data, underlying data in Parquet, you just have to mention a Parquet. By default format is also Parquet. If you are not mentioning anything, it will store it as a Parquet. But if you want to store it as a CSV, you can save it as a CSV. Okay, where all this underlying database, like underlying data will be there, that I will show you. Okay, practically. Okay, this is how you just have to say. So if you don't use, if you are not using partition by, then you will simply write df.write and save as table. But if you want to use partition by, you can say partition by column name, and format you no need to mention. Even if you are not mentioning, it will take it as a Parquet. If you want to mention anything explicitly, you can mention here format CSV or whatever you want, you can put it here. Next.
Malaya, so when you do partition by, partition, yeah, for the table, yeah, existing table, correct?
Distinct table, not distinct table. It's
No, existing table. So whatever table and data we have, for that we are trying to create partition, right?
No, I am just creating a new table. While you are creating table itself, I am just saying you have
Oh,
to
okay.
partition table.
So we are not loading any data and all here, yeah?
DF means what? DF means data frame. You will have a data. If this data,
Okay.
in this database, mentioned database, you are going to create this table. Okay. In this case, you are writing this entire data which you have in this DF. But while you are writing this entire data into this table, you are applying partition. Why? Okay, it will just partitions the data and it will write a partitions data. So meaning if you have regions, so your region equal to India, region equal to US, something like that, it is going to create a multiple partitions. If I am going to upload course data, so you will have different courses, that course name equal to Azure course name equal to Databricks course name equal to AWS course name equal to Python. So something like that, it is going to group all the partitions.
So based on the column name, whatever distinct value we have, based on that, that partition will be created, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. That I will show you practically also. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to next one. So how to describe table? Same. So describe table name. In which database this table is available? Try to mention database dot table name. It will be good to mention database as well. Okay. Describe table database dot table. Describe table database dot table. So you just have to pass these two queries in Python and Scala. Python, in Python, if you want to execute this query, you have to pass this query to spark.sql function. The same way, if you want to execute this query in Scala, you just have to pass to spark.sql. Okay, we were discussing from the beginning this, right? So how to drop table? So simple, drop table database.table. Okay, same spark.sql drop table spark drop table database.table. Okay, so same query I'm going to execute in different languages by using different ways. So here directly you are executing query, here you are using spark.sql, here also you are using spark.sql. So that's all with respect to slides. Let's go and do the practicals now. Okay, come here, let me log in into the Databricks community. So I'm using Databricks community for this because whatever you do in Databricks community, same things will work in Azure Databricks. Okay, there won't be any change. If you have if you want to try it in somewhere, you can able to try it. Okay, like pay as you go subscription or something, but you no need to try because everything will work exactly same. Okay, that's why whatever is possible, all those things we will try to learn from Database community.
Malaya, those are all like a basic commands. We have more commands for a SQL because we have insert, update, delete, all those things.
Yes, we will learn all these things. Okay.
Okay.
So now we will focus on cluster first. So we need to have a cluster to execute anything, right? So just create a cluster. We don't have all the options which we have in our Azure Databricks. Here we have just a cluster name, then Databricks runtime. Okay, Databricks runtime, I'm selecting 7.3, and the termination is by default it is 2 hours. We don't have auto scaling option. We don't have cluster mode, whether you want standard or high concurrency, whether you want pool or not. So all such options we don't have here. So we have only 3 options, that is name of the cluster, Databricks runtime which you want, and this is default. Even termination time is also default. You cannot change this. Okay, just click create cluster to create the cluster. Now click on this to create a notebook. Let me create a notebook. Here I can say my notebook is data management in. So first we will try to do it in a Python. Okay, data management Python. So this is Python notebook, and this is my cluster created. So first thing is we need to wait until cluster is ready, because once cluster is ready, then only we can able to see the default database. But where we can see these databases, if you click on data, you will see databases. It is saying you need to create a cluster to access tables. What it is saying, you need to have a cluster to access any database or table. So that's why you need to wait until cluster is up. Once cluster is up, it will show your default database. Okay, by default you will have a default database. Later, if you want to create a custom database as per your requirement, if you want to create your own database, you can create it. Now you see cluster is up and running. Now click on data. So you can see here you have a default. Okay, I also have a database called DB1. Okay, so this is the database which I have created previously, but I want to delete this. Okay, if you want to delete it, you can delete it. Otherwise, so I think that is I already deleted that. That's why it's gone. Okay, now you see you have only default database. You have only default database. Now just to check whether you created any notebook. Yes, we have created notebook. Just click on data management Python here. So I am in Python notebook. I am just repeating once again. Click on data to see the database. One second. Sorry friends. So you can see here we have a default database. We have here default database. Now come here. This is what Python. Okay, I will do everything in Python first. So I want to create a database. How to create database? So spark.sql. So this is the function you need to use to execute your SQL command. So to create a database, you have to say create database, and my database name I can say Cloudpandith. Okay, Python DB. I'm saying Cloudpandith Python DB. Okay, now I'm executing. What is the shortcut to execute? You can say Shift plus Enter, or you can execute here. Simply run cell. Attaching to cluster, and it will execute slowly one by one. Yeah, cluster is up just now, right? So it will take some time to execute your first query. So from second query onwards, it will be very fast. Okay, command executed successfully. Now if you click on data, you will be able to see Cloudpandith Python DB. If you click on this database, you see you don't have any tables. Okay, that is okay. Now I want to describe. So to describe, I want to execute my next command. That is spark.sql. You have to say here describe database. What is the database name? Cloudpandith Python DB. Now I'm just executing here. Click run cell. So it is displaying, but what it will return is it will return a data frame. Take this data frame, you just display it so that you can able to see very clearly. See, now you can see database name is Cloudpandith Python DB. Comment is you don't have any comment. Location is in this location. This database is created. Owner is root. Now I want to create a database with comment. How you can create a database with comment is okay. Come here itself. Let's comment this. Okay, I want to execute here another database Cloudpandith Python DB1. I want to write a comment. This time I am going to say here I am going to say this database created using Python something. I'm just saying and executed. Shortcut I have used Control Enter or Shift Enter. You can use anything. Now I have created a database by using this database created using Python. So I have added comment for my this database, current database, that is Python DB1. Now let's describe this database. How to describe this database? Again, take same code. I want to describe for what? I want to describe for my DB1. Okay, just execute it. Now you have added comments, so that comments will come here. Okay. Now we have seen how to create a database, how to describe database. Now we will see how to drop database. I have two databases, that is Cloudpandith Python DB, Cloudpandith Python DB1. Now I want to drop Cloudpandith Python DB1. Just come here, say spark.sql. Here I will say drop database. Okay, Cloudpandith Python DB1 and execute it. Okay, done. Now click on this and check you have DB1 or it's gone. Okay, DB1 is gone. Okay, this is how you can able to drop the database. This is how you can able to drop the database. Okay, everybody is clear how to create database, how to describe database, how to create database with the comment, and how to describe again database, and how to drop the database. Okay, all these things we have executed in Python. Now
can we mention the location as well, Malaya? Can we mention the location as well? For example, if I want to store everything in my region, Europe.
Yes, we can mention the location. So that particular part I will take you because this is the default location. Okay. So if you want to create a table by using your own location, that is possible. Okay. So that is possible, that we will see. Okay. For today, let me go with this default location.
Sure.
Okay. So these are the different ways you can create the database, you can describe database, you can drop the database. Now we will see how to create table. Okay, so first way is I will create empty database. I will create a table in this database, that is empty database. You see what is the database we have? Cloudpandith Python DB. This is the database. In this database, I am going to create a table, that is empty table. Let's see. Spark.sql. How to create table is create a table. You can say custom table with CID in, CNAME, customer name, string, customer location, string, customer location, string, something like this. You can able to provide all these things. Now you can try to create this table. Okay, I'm just running.
Do we need to specify database name? Because which
yes, we'll see now. You see, if I'm not mentioning the database, by default it created in default data. Remember, always you will go and create in default database. If I want to create this custom table in my own database, you have to mention Cloudpandith Python DB dot custom and execute it. Okay, created. Now in this Python Cloudpandith Python DB also we have a custom table. Okay, you go to default and drop this particular database, this particular custom table, so that you will not have any confusion. Okay, just to avoid confusion, I'm just removing the custom table from default database. Let's go to our Cloudpandith Python DB database. In this database, we have custom table. Okay, now I want to know the location where the data, example, now I am going to insert some data into this table. Okay, do we have any data in this table? Do we have any data in this table? Let's check it. Spark.sql select star from Cloudpandith Python db dot cust. Okay, Cloudpandith Python db dot cust and dot show, I will say, to see the data. See, you don't have any data. It's saying CID, CNAME, clocation, headers. Those are the column names, but you don't have any data. I want to insert data. How to insert data? You know, spark.sql. Same how we will insert data in SQL database, right? You just have to say insert into cust. Values are 1. I can say Rama, like location is something Bangalore. Okay. Now I'm just inserting. Let's see now. Table not found, because what happens if you simply say table, it will look this particular table, it will look into the default database. So now you need to say this table in Cloudpandith Python DB. Okay, now you execute it. It will insert this record into this particular custom table. Now again you execute this particular query. Now select star from this database dot table. Okay, now you see one Rama Bangalore. But now where exactly this data is available? Okay, let's try to describe this table. Let's try to describe the table. Will you get any information? We will see. Okay, select, sorry, describe, right? Describe table. What is the table name? Cloudpandith Python DB dot custom. Take this and put it here and execute it. Yeah, I want to show, right? Just say show or better. You can display. You assign to df. And you can say display of df and execute it. So now you see CID int, CNAME string, C location string. You don't have any comments, but you can see you don't have any other information where exactly this table is allocated, all those things. So for that, you need to describe a database. Describe database. We already described database. Database is available in this location. Let me take you to that location. Click on data, click add data, click DBFS, click users, Hive, warehouse. Here you see your database. Click on this database. It will show all the tables we have. So this is the table, custom table. So in this custom table, this data is available as some file without extension. Okay, this will be there. Okay, this will be there in this particular custom table, but it will be there without any extension. Okay, I said Parquet by default Parquet, but why it is not showing Parquet format? Remember, I said it is Parquet when you have created a table from notebook. That is by using save as table. While you are creating table with the df.write.save as table, that time it is going to create a Parquet files, even if you are not mentioning format. But when you are inserting data into table, this inserted records will be there in a file. That file will have no extension. That file will not have any extension. Okay, first point is clear. This file doesn't have any extension. Okay, now I will show you second way to create the table. Click on data. Now I want to add data. Okay, browse it. I am just uploading this particular data. I'm just uploading course data. Okay, I'm just uploading this particular file I uploaded. This particular file I will just this particular file I will read it from my notebook. Click on create table in notebook. So now new notebook is created automatically, and this is the file. This is a file, CSV file, which we have imported. Now I want to read this CSV. You know, while you are reading CSV file, we need to put info schema equal to true and first row equal to first row is header. We need to put these two is true. We already learned all these things, but if you don't know this, don't worry, we are going to discuss again in upcoming sessions. Okay. Now if you execute this first command, you will see the data which we have in courses data. Okay, this is clear now. Okay, this is the data. Now come down. So don't worry about this. These are temporary tables. I am not talking about temporary tables. We don't want any temporary tables. Remove that. Now I want a permanent table only. So in permanent table, you can see permanent table name. I can say Cloudpandith. Okay, permanent table, right? So you can say CP Cloudpandith table. Cloudpandith permanent table. CP means Cloudpandith. P means permanent. Table means table. Okay, CPP table. So that name I am passing here, or else for easy understanding, you remove all those things and simply put the table name here. Here Cloudpandith like Parquet format table. Okay, now I am writing. Okay, I am writing it. What we have in DF, we have this data in DF. I'm just saving as table, but this table I want to create in which database? By default, it will create in a default database. For that, just to avoid that, I'm saying Cloudpandith Python DB dot CPP table executed. The CPP table will go to data, add data, DBFS, users, Hive, warehouse, Cloudpandith DB. You can see CPP table. Now you mentioned the Parquet, so that's why it is showing snappy.parquet. It's a Parquet. Now I will go back to my notebook. Now same data, I will save it in a different way. How I will save is, I won't mention the format. I will save. Okay. Now it's a Cloudpandith default table, CPD table executed. Cloudpandith default table without mentioning any format. This is default table. Just click on data again, add data, DBFS, users, Hive, warehouse. This is the database. So you can see default table is this. When you click on this, you can see it's a default is also Parquet format. Okay, now I want to create a table with the CSV format. Okay, I want to create a table with CSV underlying files. I want CSV. Then you have to say CP Cloudpandith CSV format table. So here you have to mention format is CSV and execute it. Okay, let's click on data again, add data, DBFS, users, Hive, warehouse, Cloudpandith DB, CPC table. Okay, Cloudpandith CSV table. You can see .csv, extension is .csv. If you read this exactly, you will have same data which you have in the data frame, because we have created this particular table with this data, whatever data you read. Okay, all this data you have in DF. So with this data you have created this table. So when you say select star from this table, you will see same data which you are seeing here. Okay, next. So final one is, I want to apply partition by. Partition by what? CNAME column. I have here, you can see course name, CNAME column. That CNAME column I want to partition by, and format I will mark it as a Parquet, because I will get a better performance if you mention a Parquet. And this one I can say Cloudpandith partitioned Parquet table. Yes, see Cloudpandith partitioned Parquet table. Okay, let me execute it. We'll see the difference between all the things, all other tables and partition table. Okay, performing Hive commands, catalog operation, create partitions done. Click on data, add data, DBFS, click on users, click on Hive warehouse, DB, CPP table. Where is CPP table? This one. Okay, you can see here partitions created, CNAME equal to AWS. Okay, So here you will have only AWS data. If you read this file, you will get only AWS data. Let's see. Let's go to Databricks because we will have more records. You will see you will get only this is the path of the file. If you read this particular Parquet file, you will get only Databricks related data information. We have a course name called Databricks. See course name called. Okay, what we will get is we will get these 3 records. We won't get a CNAME column. Why? Because it's a partition data. Now let me just select the data and show you. df1 equal to spark.sql. I want to, oh sorry, it's basically spark.read.parquet file, right? So parquet file I want to read. So just copy this the location df1.show and execute it. See, you will get only like Databricks related information. You can see CID 222 and these are the dates. If you go here, see Databricks is 222 and 0201 200201 0301. See 0201 0201 0201. Okay, so all these 3 records are 0201 0201 0201. Here also we have 0201 0201 0201. Okay, so likewise you will get, you won't get a that CNAME column because it's a partition data. You are reading subfolder, CNAME equal to Databricks. Now if you are not reading subfolder, you are reading this table itself. If you read entire table, you will get, it will read all the partitions, it will display CNAME column here. Okay, next, this is one thing. Next is you can also create a table by using UI. How to create a table by using UI?
Hi Malaya, can you just repeat the last one, like the partition?
Okay, so if you repeat, see, I am reading a part of the file. This is the file which is created for Databricks partition. So it is going to create a different partitions. So this is going to be one partition because Azure, meaning both are same. So it will create a one partition. Next, Databricks. So this is going to be next partition. AWS, okay, one partition. SQL, one partition. Python, one partition. This is going to be one more partition. Okay, now all these partitions you will have. Now what you are trying to do is you are reading only Databricks partition data. Then you will get only these 3 records. Okay, now you see those 3 records only you get. See, you are getting only those 3, but here you are not getting CNAME equal Databricks. Why? Because you are reading that data itself. When you are reading that part of data, you will not get that column information. Now, if I remove, I don't want to read a single partition data. I want to read all the data. Then you will get all the information, like all partitions data, it will display. Okay, clear or any doubts?
Yeah, Malaya. Have you mentioned the column name as Databricks CNAME, right?
Yeah, CNAME you can see here. Partition by CNAME.
Okay.
Wherever we have same, based on that, it is going to create. That partitions, if you want to see once again, let me go and show you. DBFS, users, I, warehouse, Cloudpandith, Python, DB. You can see next. CPP table. Here you can see AWS, Azure, Databricks, Python, and SQL. It's a null value, default. Null values, all other things will go to this partition.
Yeah, clear.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next thing is there is another way in which you can create the table, that is click data, add data. So the way is by using UI. Just to click browse. Now I want to upload my courses data. Okay, this is the file I am uploading. I want to create table with UI, and on this cluster I want to run preview data. My table name is, I am saying UI table. It's a UI table. Okay, in which database I want to put? I want to put it in a Python DB database. Next file type is CSV. We uploaded CSV file and it's comma separated. First row is header and I want info the schema. Okay, info schema means if you are not inferring schema, by default every data type is string. If you info schema, it will scan the data and it will identify what kind of data type for this particular column. What is the data type of this column? It will identify. Now I'm going to create a table. What is my table name? UI table. Remember, my table is UI table. I am creating it in this database, create table. Okay, this is the database. Now click on data, go to this database to see UI table. UI table is showing here. Now next thing, click on add data, DBFS, users, Hive, warehouse, this database. I'm not able to see UI table here. Anybody can guess why? Because, okay, now one thing is clear that UI table is not available here. The reason is UI table is available, but UI table is not storing data in this location. It is storing data in default location, that is in tables. Okay, so you uploaded file into file store / tables. If you go to file store / tables, you will have a actual file which you have uploaded. See, we have a course data.csv. This file is available. So with this file, we have created the table. If you query it on this table, UI table, you will be able to read the data.
Sorry, Mulaya, I lost it.
UI table, okay. Just execute it. What it is saying? It is saying table or view does not exist because this table is exist in a Cloudpandith Python DB dot UI table. So this UI table is existed in this database. Now let me assign this one to df2, display df2 and execute it.
No, TF.
This is df. So this is df2. So now use the same data. Now how you know how I am going to prove it? This particular table data is available in default location, that is here, file store tables. I am saying for this UI table, whatever tables you are creating from UI, those tables data is available in these tables. It's not available under users, Hive, warehouse, and database. Okay, here. So this is what I'm saying, Senthil. So this table, UI table, is not available here, but table still it is getting the data. From where it is getting data? If it is available here, we know under this table we have some data. This data, these tables are reading. But UI table is not showing here, but it is still giving the data. How it is giving? Because the data will be there in default location, that is file store / tables location. Okay, so this is how you have imported this file, and you are able to read the data. Now what happens is, let me just delete this this data, whatever data I have in this table. Let me delete. For that, don't worry, tomorrow we are going to discuss these commands. For now, let me just delete the records which I have. Okay, fine. So now if you go to data, add data, DBFS, file stores, tables. See, you don't have any data here. Now you try to query it on the table. Try to select the data, like this UI table. Let's try to select data and try to read. Now what it is saying? It is clearly saying file store / tables / core data -1.csv file not found exception. Because for this particular file, for this particular table, the underlying data is storing in this location, not in a default location, that is users, Hive data warehouse, and database in database tables. In the table, usually it stores the data, but whatever tables you are creating from UI tables are storing data in this default location. Clear?
Malaya, in this case, we don't know what table we have created on top of this data, isn't it? See, course data one, we haven't seen this UI table anywhere in the UI, in the data area, right?
No, here you can see in data, you can see in this database, it will be visible, UI
Oh,
table.
right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But now deleted. Yeah.
So now let's say I want to see whether all these tables are permanent tables or temporary tables. How you will know is spark.sql show tables using this database. Let's get it. I think show tables. One second. One second. Let me just check the command. Show database. Show table. Show table. Using this done in done. Let's say from execute. Show tables. I think. Yeah, see, show tables is working. Now you can assign to DFT. It's a DF for tables. Now display this DFT and execute it. You see, is temporary. All these tables are temporary. UI table is also not temporary. All these are permanent tables. Okay, you also can create a temporary tables that we will talk about them later. Okay, while we are reading the files and writing the tables. So in those sessions we will discuss. But all these are not temporary tables. All these are permanent tables. Okay, now you have seen how to describe the table as well. Now let's say I want to describe a table which is like I want to describe partition table. Okay, so come here, you can say describe. I want to describe table, not from table. It's a tables. I want to describe table. What is the table? What is the table? Table is in this database. I have a table called P Cloudpandith partition parquet table. Okay, let's get it now. You see, so these are the three columns I have. The partition information is column name is CNAME. This CNAME data type, the data type is string, and the comments are null. Okay, so this is a partitioned table. That's why. So if you say CPP table, so CPP table is not normal table. It's not a partition table. That's why you will not have partition information when you describe. Okay, next. Let me go and explain here. How to drop the table. Okay, spark.sql. Here I'm going to drop the table. Drop table. Okay, drop table. In which table you want to drop? Cloudpandith Python DB dot CPP table. I am just dropping the like partition table, CPP table. See, if you go and see CPP table, it will not be available. Okay, CPPP. So 3 P's should be there. It's gone. UI table I want to drop. Just to say here, UI table. It's good. Okay, gone. UI table is also gone. So this is how you can able to drop the tables. Okay, clear. So these are the things that you can do it in Python, like how you can create the databases, describing tables. Okay. Now I want to drop a table, database. I want to drop this database. How you can drop this database? It's not a empty database. It is having some tables, but still I want to drop. So now try to drop the table. Drop a database, that is Cloudpandith Python DB database. If you try to drop it, it will throw error. Let's see now. So it is throwing error because Cloudpandith is not empty, but still I want to drop. Then you have to use cascade. Execute it. And now it's gone. You will not be able to see Python or Cloudpandith Python DB. Okay, clear? In this clear? Okay, let me go to the scalar notebook now.
Yes, Malaya.
Yeah. Any questions here?
No, Malaya.
Okay, let me quickly go and create the Scala notebook now. Okay, create new notebook. It's Scala. Okay, I will go a little bit fast here because we learned everything slowly in Python, right? So here let's go a little bit fast. Data management using Python, using Scala. So here it's a Scala notebook, right? Remember, first thing, a equal to 10, it will work in Python, but it will not work in Scala. Only this concept you need to know to learn these particular things. Okay, what you need to put here, the mandatory thing is whether this variable is immutable or mutable. Val means it's immutable. What it means is when you assign equal to 10 to uh, 10 to a variable, you cannot reassign another value to same variable. Val means it's a immutable. If you put var and declare it, when you declare var equal to 10, now you can able to reassign 50 to a, meaning var will allow you to change the value. Var means mutable. What is mutable? Mutable means changeable. Okay, next, val means immutable. Cannot change. So you need to know these two things before we do anything. Okay, let me create a database. So Spark.sql, same here. I want to create a database. Create database. Here you can say Cloudpandith Scala DB and execute it. Okay, database will create. You can see here Scala DB created. Okay, now I want to describe it. How you will describe? How you will describe this? So take same command. I will quickly show you all those things. Okay. Now, if you want to describe, you just put, instead of create, you just put describe. And this is basically a df. Okay, I want to assign to df Spark.sql describe database. This is the database. This is the df. I want to display this. Okay, if you say display, will it work or it will not work? It will not work because I said all these variables you need to say whether it's a mutable or immutable. I will say mutable. Where? Okay, execute it. Display, spelling mistake, display, execute it. Now it will work. See, there is no comment. Again, you can create a database with comments in Scala also. How you will do it? Just put it here, 1. Okay, let me just comment these 2 lines. Let's run it now. So you have created a DB1. Let's go and check. DB1 is created. Come back. Let's comment the second line. Now I am going to uncomment these 2 lines. Okay, I will describe a DB1. Oh shit, why I have created DB1? To show you the comment, right? But I forgot the main purpose. Let me create a new database here. Cloudpandith Scala DB2 and comment. Is created using Scala. It's done. So check it. Scala DB2 is created. Now let's comment this and check. Can describe DB2. It's created. Okay, see, this is created using Scala. So likewise, you can do it. Okay, now I want to drop it. If you want to drop, just to take this, comment this. Let's see here. Just put it here. You just instead of putting all those things, you just have to say drop database. Cloudpandith Scala DB is gone. Now Scala DB2 is gone. In DB1, I want to create some table. Okay, how to create table quickly? If you want to create, you can create here. So create table, something student. Okay, SID int student name. Okay, only 2 columns. With the 2 columns, I'm creating path.sql. So this is how you need to put it here. Okay, spark.sql, create table student SID is int, sname equal to string. So this table where you want to create, that database name you need to put. I want to put it in a, you can see the databases which are available. Cloudpandith Scala DB1 is available. I will create table in that. Okay. Here you can put db1.student, execute it. Okay. Click on this, you will see student table. Now it's not a empty database. Now I will try to drop this db1. So this is going to fail because it's not empty, is not empty. So for this, what you need to do, again, you need to use cascade. Okay. Now, okay, drop database. This is the cascade. Okay. Now, next thing is, so I have shown you how you can create all those things, describe, drop all those things. Now, if you want to create table, okay, a table you want to create from the notebook on this database, then what you can do is do it in a different way. So already we have seen, right, how you can create tables, how you can create tables by using UI notebook. So you can follow those things, but same things you can also do it in a SQL notebook. Let me quickly create a SQL notebook and show you those things. Data management in SQL. Okay, this is SQL. Just create it. So here you can put create database. You no need to put all the functions and all. Here it will be very easy. Okay, Cloudpandith SQL DB. Okay. Yes.
Malaya, we'll take this as an exercise and we'll create it and come back.
Yeah. So because we don't need to spend much time on this. Just to give me 2 more minutes because.
Okay, that's fine.
So just to describe table, you don't have any comment. If you want to create a new database, just to put here comment. Okay. Created from SQL 4, executed. You can see SQL DB1. You can check it. So comments came. If you want to like drop this particular database, you can drop it. But before I drop it, yeah, you can drop it. You can say drop database Cloudpandith SQL DB1. Okay, so database is dropped now. You come here and see SQL DB only available, but DB1 is dropped now. Now in this DB also, in DB I want to create a table. Create table. Okay, employee EID in string. So this EMP table I want to create in SQL DB database. Execute it. This is not there. db.emp is there. So just click on data. You can see DB, SQL DB. In this DB, you have EMP table. If you try to drop this particular DB, it will throw error because it's not empty. You can see not empty. For that, again, you need to use cascade. Okay, but creating table also you have seen here. Okay, creating table in Scala also we have seen. Okay, only the left part is create a table by using UI and create table by using notebook in Scala and SQL. That you can try out, friends. Okay, same steps even you have seen,
Sure.
right, while we are creating databases, all these things.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we focus on comments. By using comments, how you can play around DBFS. Okay, Databricks file.
Okay, Malaya.
That's it.
Malaya, if you want to insert the data, we need to use the write function, right? df.write.
Yeah, if you want to insert as a bulk example, enter data from data, if you want to insert into a table, you are going to write it something like that.
Okay. What about if you want to insert one row?
One row means, so there are different ways, right? So we just have seen we can use insert as well.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.